What's up, Epic Junior High? Hopefully, your summer is going well. Hoping that despite the quarantine, you guys are able to still get outside a little bit. But yeah, I'm back with another message, another virtual message, and yeah, let's dive into it. We're going to be in 1 Corinthians 16, and I think this is going to be a pretty short message today because I feel like the verse just kind of explains itself in a way. And like when I read it, I didn't even have any other words or thoughts. I just was like, that's it. And it describes so much in what's going on right now. And it's just more than anything, it's just a reminder. It's just something that I would, a verse that I would want to just write on my mirror. And when I go to brush my teeth in the morning, something that I am able to see, because it's one of those things that, even if you don't dive super deep into it, you don't necessarily need to dissect it. It's just there, and it's such a good reminder. So I just wanted to read it. 1 Corinthians chapter 16, verse 13 through 18, but I'm just going to focus on the first couple verses here. So what it says is, "Be watchful, stand firm in the faith, act like men, be strong. Let all that you do be done in love." And I mean, yeah, do I have to, really go into it any more than that? I mean, I could just leave it and drop the mic, but I wanted to just kind of go into, how much this verse was a good reminder in my life. Because, we live in a time where it seems like everything's been taken away from us. For me, I had school, I had sports, I had my work, I had ASB, I had friends, I had a social life, and, I had church, I had, any other sort of, gathering that could be done, whether not through church or whether not through school or whether not through sports, anything else. All these different things have just been taken away from us. And, we often feel alone. And what I notice people doing is, and I notice myself doing this as well, is we feel so helpless and we feel like everything's been taken away from us to a point where we're looking to try and find worth again. And for some reason, it's our human nature to find worth in bringing other people down. For some reason, we find satisfaction in seeing the flaws in people and making ourselves seem the best, not by doing good work ourselves, but by pointing out the bad deeds done by other people. And I scroll through social media and it's this person said this, and the Democrats said this, and the Republicans said this, and this group said this, and this religion said this, and all this stuff that is just so negative. And it's not our job as humans to judge. And because we've had everything taken away from us, at first we kind of turned a blind eye to that and say, you know what, it's not my spot to judge. I'm just going to prove that I'm a better person, that I can prove myself as a better person. But now we live in this world where everything's been taken away from us. So we feel like the only way to get satisfaction, the only way to seem like a good person, is to simply bring other people down. And I just think about how Satan is just sitting there just laughing at us, just saying, man, my job here is done. I mean, look, these people are turning on themselves, they're yelling, they're rioting, they're, going crazy, arguing with each other. And, God's looking at this, he's like, come on, guys. Like, he looks at our problems as so small. Like a world pandemic, like, you think that really means much to God? I mean, he literally, he has control over this world. He's like, whatever. But Satan looks at this and he's like, oh yes, this is an opportunity to bring these people against each other. And so I looked at this verse and, it's just such a good reminder. Do everything in love. Even though a lot has been taken away from you, you would, in the past, you would go out and you would love people through whatever you did. And now we're going to have to get used to, just simply loving people at its core self, at its simplest self. And as much as I, think that's a bummer and know that that's going to be hard to do, it's so important, and it can be so beautiful. And so I kind of just wanted to encourage you guys with that. And, don't just, sit at home during this quarantine and think about ways to hop on social media, think about ways to, text people or do whatever to just, start a rant and look for the flaws in other people to make yourself look better. But continue. Even if you're not getting any reward right now, you will be rewarded in the future. And so continue to do everything in love. That's my encouragement to you guys. You guys have a good week.